Welcome back aboard the Holly Jolly Polite Ship, everyone. And tonight, in the spirit of Christmas, we're headed to Shady Brook Farms for their light show. We pretty much chilled inside for most of the day after my grandparents drove me home in the morning. Then it was time to turn everything off, and we left around 2:45. It was pretty smooth sailing for most of the drive until we got stuck in some traffic and then caught a train and then ended up getting, we'll get to that later. Anyways, we had lunch at Miller's Ale House, technically dinner. And then on the way there, we got stopped by a train, and then my mom had to go to the bathroom, so we had to drive all the way out to a Wawa where we got gas. Took us forever to get there, but finally we arrived at the Holiday Light Show. We got in. My favorite part about this light show is the 12 Days of Christmas segment. They have one at Creamy Acres too, but it's just nothing compared to the one at Shady Brook Farms. Shady Brook Farms one is pretty cool. Also, all of the 11 pipers piping were lit up except for one of them. Only half of the body was lit up, so I guess it's technically 10 and a half pipers piping then. The main difference between this one and the Creamy Acres one is that the Shady Brook Farms one actually has the right number of things, whereas Creamy Acres just has one of each. Also, everyone's skin is pink, and I'm not really sure why. I really don't know why. Anyways, after we made it out of the 12 Days of Christmas, we saw this Santa's Workshop display thingy. And then we got over to the Island of Misfit Toys. I'm just kidding. We got over to the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer display and saw the Misfit Toys. So, technically, yes. Oh, yeah, and we saw some Hallmark snowmen and more Misfit Toys. And then we saw the sleigh, but Rudolph was missing, so it's kind of awkward to put that right next to the Rudolph display, but you know. Well, that might be Rudolph. Anyways, these elves look like they're cutting down the tree. You know what that reminds me of? After passing Santa's Workshop, we got to a factory where they make candy canes, which is one of my favorite light displays at Shady Brook Farms show. It's so cool, though. Like, the way that they pour the red and white goo in, and then they come out as thin, but then he presses on them, and they become, like, the curved... I don't know. I just think it's really cool. Can you help me find the right words for that in the comments, by the way? Because I know it's not the curved. Anyways, then we kept going on, and we kept... What did I just say? We kept going on, and I'm probably just going to do what I did with the Creamy Acres one. So, Bart, cue the music. I said, Bart, cue the music. Bart. Okay, well, I guess this is my job now. Oh, yeah, depressed tomato. Anyways, as I was saying, it's the backside of Eerie Illuminations. Okay, seriously, though. Oh, well, I guess I'm stalling now. But you won't believe what we saw next on this light show. It's the Polite Ship, and it even has an S for seasick on the back of the flag. And there were even some humpback whales to go along with it. I think they're humpback whales. Please correct me in the comments. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys my favorite part of Christmas is the Coliseum. But even that isn't as Christmassy as... Oh yeah, and then we saw these really cool fireworks, which while they aren't too Christmassy, are still really cool the way they have them set up. We get even better views of them later. Like, look at how cool that display is. Anyway, where is Bart? Ah, yes, dinosaurs, my favorite part of Christmas. And a goofy, stocking. Like, what is that facial expression, bro? Why does a tree look like that? His knee surgery is tomorrow, everyone. I love this part of the ride, even though I miss the candy cane trees. Not only do these look a little bit better at Halloween, because apparently they can't find a way to shut these off for the Halloween light show, because there were just candy cane trees in the middle of the lights. But now at least they fit a little bit better. I used to love the candy cane trees, but wait, Bart?
Polite, I think I got it working again.
Wait, you did?
Yes, I did. Check it out.
Wow, perfect timing. Thanks, Bart. This is amazing. Oh, well, I'll finish it off from here. We have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and Humpty Dumpty. This is the fairy tale section. So we have all the fairy tales in here. Wow, this is a longer clip than I thought. Oh yeah, and God Bless America, very Christmassy. But my favorite part about this light show, ever since I first went to see it, has always been this fairy tale section. Because of Jack and the Beanstalk, but specifically because of this giant dragon and the castle. That's my favorite display in this whole light show, and it always has been. Anyways, after getting out of the car, we made our way through the Christmas tree farm in order to get to the main part. But one of my favorite things about this farm is I just love the smell here. But it's amazing how, to me, some of these didn't look as tall as they actually are. That some of these trees were 7 foot. Like, they looked so much smaller, but our living room tree is actually smaller than some of them. Then we saw this thingy. This thingy thing. Then we got s'mores. Now, it's important to mention this entire time I haven't been wearing gloves. And my hands were absolutely freezing cold. Not to mention they got so sticky that I didn't even want to put on gloves because I didn't want the fabric to get stuck to my hands. But, enjoy some Yule log. Now you cue the music? Ugh. Anyway, we headed back to the front where we got to watch the Christmas tree perform to one of our favorite songs, Christmas Eve Sarajevo by Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Then we headed inside to warm up, and my parents got a drink, and I got, well, water, because I'm under 21. And then we headed into the gift shop, like in the little greenhouse area. And, yeah, we didn't buy anything, but we looked around and saw this absolutely terrifying minion. Oh, yeah, and we saw the Grinch again. And more things. And then we headed back outside. Kind of early to mention this, but we ended up doing this like penguin scavenger hunt thing that they have. But then we headed all the way up to Candy Cane Lane, which actually is usually the racing track, but so we walked through Candy Cane Lane, and it was around this time that my phone was getting very low on battery, but I managed to finish out recording through the entire night, which is pretty cool. I ended up being able to use it on the way home too, which is amazing. It died about halfway there. But anyways, we took a walk through Candy Cane Lane, and it was pretty cool. I should also mention that they had part of the big section open that they use for like all their other festivals, including the Halloween one. Part of that section was open, and they had like a couple stuff in there, so we did go to that, which we're going to get to in a second. But we did walk through Candy Cane Lane, and it was really cool. There were a lot of lights and everything. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. But anyways, we kept walking. Here's a clip of what the music sounded like in sync with the lights. Yeah, I did not expect it to be that short. Anyways, after that, we kept walking through. We pretty much walked the full thing before we ended up going backwards through it to take a stop at because the only entrance is about halfway through, because like I said, normally it's the track, it's the racing track, and the entrance is on the side. So, in order to get into the rest of the festival, that's usually open, but so we ended up having to go all the way back, basically, because the entrance was halfway through the actual trail, because normally it's the track. And we saw some small things they had. They had this really cool light-up path. Sorry for all the cuts in the footage. It's just for the sake of people's privacy, I had to cut out all the times that these random little kids just ran under my feet. There are many times in this night that I almost got tripped. I think one time I actually did trip. This is still in the part that's at the normal festival, and this is up all year round. This isn't just a Christmas thing, so it's pretty cool. We saw it when we were here for the Halloween festival, too. See, here's an example of one of the cuts. Anyways, here's some balls. I gotta stop with that joke. But the light-up path was just so cool the way, like, some of them changed. Some of them were either a little bit later, just didn't work at all, but most of them did work. Then we headed back to the front and watched the tree again, which was once again performing to our favorite song. Then we headed back to the front area on our way back to the car where we stopped by these guys again on the truck. And then we walked on our way back through the Christmas tree farm and got to smell the stuff again. And made our way through the Christmas tree farm back to the car, and then we got on our way home. Thankfully, our ride home wasn't as crazy, although we did get stopped by a train again. But after a long ride, we finally got back home, which I don't have any footage of because my phone died before I got home. But at least I got all the footage I needed to of Shady Brook Farms. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Be merry, not seasick. Bye.